And good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to another live edition of the Roundtable, coming to you from the heart of Las Vegas, the WWDBTV studios. That's right, the home of worldwide digital broadcasting. I'm Aaron Phillips. We have the greatest kick return wide receiver the Denver Broncos and NFL has ever known, Mr. Rick Upchurch.
Why you put all that weight on me, big dog? It's just heavy.
Because
and the crowd goes crazy.
You ain't heavy, you my brother.
That's
okay. All right. Okay.
And on the far end, we simply call him the mouth, former presidential candidate, actor. We're now one of his movies is going to the Cannes Film Festival.
Yes, can you believe that?
Mr. George Miklos. How we doing, guys?
Good, awesome.
You look good.
Yeah, thank you.
Wait a minute, big guy. What's wrong with your voice? It's usually nice and clear like it is outside right now, and it sounds a little raspy. What's up?
Let me tell you, it started like this. Today was field day at my school, and I'm in an elementary school, K through 5.
Oh, my God.
If you've never herded cats before, this is what it was like. Because I was at the station where they were throwing rings for the little kids and then discus for the older kids. And they come charging over from the previous station, and they're like wild Indians. And so by the time you corral them, listen to instruction. Yeah, this was, we started at 8:15. This was gone by 8:30. This is the best you're getting.
I would have never known if you hadn't said nothing.
Thanks, George. So you don't listen to me either, is what you're saying. 702-992-3207 is our phone number. If you're watching us on Facebook, thank you very much. Here on our channel, you can also watch on the WWDBTV channel. Now, if you like YouTube, that's cool too. Go to the Roundtable YouTube channel. Go to the WWDBTV YouTube channel. And if you're driving around here in town, it's getting close to that witching hour of almost going home time. Simply download the WWDBTV app to your phone if you have an Android. If you have an iPhone, WWDBTV LV. Now, if you missed the show, because we got a lot of good stuff today. We've got a good topic, 2 topics, which Rick will get into in a second for the first one. If you want to rewatch anything, just go back to the Facebook channels, go back to the YouTube, or better yet, if you have Roku, the streaming service, download the WWDB-TV channel to your Roku service. And not only will you catch the Roundtable, but you'll also have an opportunity to check the wide variety of shows, not a plethora, not a plentiful, but an awesome lot of shows on the WWDB-TV
How come you sound like you're from Georgia when you say WW?
I did that purposely. Here, let me do it straight. WWDB-TV. Yeah. But you see, if I say WWDBTV, more people will listen to correct me like you just did.
Well, wait a minute. Billy Ball would really like it. But, once
Billy's in Texas.
She's got that southern drawl.
She does. But Billy, if you're watching, just hop on over to your computer. Sorry, I had to say it.
Right.
Anyway, all right. So first of all, we have a guest coming on after the break. He is no stranger to he's strange, but he's no stranger to the WWDB-TV family of shows. Patrick Frazee is going to join us because he is a volunteer. What do you call volunteer? What?
Advocate.
There you go. What he said. Volunteer advocate. He was up in Carson City advocating regarding a Senate bill called the STEP theory. And again, we're not talking the politics of this. We're talking about informational about what is out there regarding this bill and how it may affect our health situation, health coverage here in the state.
Health coverage.
Right. It's called the STEP theory, not stepchild, not redheaded stepchild. It's called the STEP theory, therapy, step
I
therapy.
need step health insurance.
Oh my God.
I just need therapy. But anyway, see, when the voice is going, everybody else going to have it. All right, 702-992-3207. Now,
don't worry about it. The sound's not working anyway.
I know you didn't turn my mic on. That's why. Anyway,
he shut you out. Huh?
No. I have it on good authority. I have it on the best quality control person a host of any show could ever have. She is a young lady sitting behind me, Miss Donna Upchurch, because in the middle of any of my shows that I'm so blessed to do, I get this little message that comes in my text. Your sound sounds crappy. Fix it. So I yell over to John, Donna's yelling at us. Back that.
That's right.
So she's in studio. She's already given us the thumbs up for my sound today.
Yes,
All right, so we're good to go. But
Well,
listen,
today is a special day
Well,
for
you
us.
sound okay from where
Yeah,
I'm sitting.
today's a big special day.
now I know. So can I have you come up here for 1 second? Sit next to your husband, because you're not going to say it. I'm going to say it. On behalf of those of us here at the Roundtable, George, myself, John, Patrick, since he's here, and the rest of our fans, happy number 27th anniversary, young
wow.
people.
Thank you.
Happy anniversary.
I don't know how she put up with me for 27 years. Girlfriend and
Maybe
stellar.
it's the other way.
Yeah, well, wait,
And-
vice
and-
versa, man.
And this is where you brought her for your 27th anniversary.
I sure did, so I could put her on the screen, man, so everybody could see her.
So when I
No,
saw
I came here so I could learn how to copy and paste.
I guess you taught her how to do
Thank
it.
you, Mr. George.
And I didn't even know how to do it. I just,
So here's the thing. So I'm so happy for that. So I'm going to ask you guys the same question. I used to sell timeshare,
Yeah.
and I would have a couple come to me with many years of marriage. I would turn to the wife and I would say, now, first of all, is he the same guy you married 27 years ago?
Yes, he is.
Is she the same woman that you married 27 years ago?
Without a doubt.
Little.
yeah.
Well,
yeah.
well, look, in some areas we certainly, man, have diminished.
changed.
Oh,
And we have
diminished.
changed in that whole deal.
No, I like that word diminished.
I know.
Yeah,
He
diminished.
says diminished.
Yeah, in that whole deal. But for the most part, man, the good thing about over the years, we've got to understand and know each other a whole lot better.
Absolutely.
And we accept each other, man, for the faults that we have and the things that we do like. We love it and we hang on to it. And the good thing is that we've been able to sit down if we have any differences and work them out
Sure.
before we go to bed.
Great. And Denise is not listening today.
So how many years are you and Denise married?
Well, we got married in 2014, but we've been together since
That's not-
1997.
I asked married.
14,
Listen to my question. I feel like this is one of my kids here.
9 years.
Listen to it.
But we've been together 25.
Wow.
That's Fox today. You've been married.
That means you need to turn your volume down.
Yes, it does. It does.
It's always the show host, ladies and gentlemen.
Yes,
Never
yeah.
turns their volumes up.
Right.
So here's the other question I was used to ask. I would say, all right, 27, that's a great number. But is it 27 years together? And I say that this way because a lot, like I'm 34, right? 34 years. So they would get into the joke with me. The husband always did this. No, the first marriage was 10, and then the second was this, and then so they would total up all their years they were married and say whatever number they would give me. I'm
No,
like,
we have been good friends ever over 40 years.
there you go.
Oh, wow.
I
And
like
we've
that.
been married 27 years, and I did ask him to marry me, and then he turned around and asked me to marry him. So hey,
And I was looking at her and like, really? You
No.
want me?
And he was going,
I
hey,
said-
oh yeah, I got
said
something.
that before too. You want me, really?
but you know what? It's been truly an honor, a pleasure, and a blessing, and God couldn't have brought a better person into my life. And he's been so good with, my mother just recently passed away.
Yep.
And you would think that she was his blood mother.
Mhm.
That's how he treated her.
Mhm.
And he helped me out tremendously. I don't know what I would have done without him. And so I'm just thankful that we're still here. We're still together. And like I said, you have your ups and downs, but it's like as we get older, it seems like we're having more ups than downs. So I'm just very thankful.
Well, that's
for
great.
that. And I
Well-
love you truly.
You heard it live. on
That's
the
right.
Roundtable.
May I wish you another at least 27 more
Right.
years together.
Thank you.
God
Yeah,
bless you.
and that's what I tell these young people,
Right.
honestly and truthfully. If you're having issues, man, don't go to bed, man, mad. Sit down, work those issues out, man, so that when you wake up in the morning, not only are you feeling good, your children see it, man, as
Right.
well. So,
Right, and
yeah,
everything starts at home.
absolutely.
So my wife and I, we talk it out all the time too, but she always says, I'm right, you're wrong. And I say, okay, I'll see you in the morning. I mean, why argue? I pick my battles, and that's just one I
That's
won't
right.
take. So,
That's right.
all right, young lady, you're dismissed if you'd like,
Alrighty.
but thank you, love, for
Thank
coming
you.
up.
Love you
sharing
guys.
an
It's so nice
anniversary wish.
meeting you for the
I
first
love
time.
it.
I
He
love
has a
these
nice
people.
face too.
Who, him?
Yeah.
Oh, put your glasses
When I
on.
first saw you, I was scared to death. Oh my God. She's gonna, Oh my God, she's here to monitor.
That's right. She's here to keep everybody in
Yes.
check. Trust
Oh my
me,
God.
we are not going to be able to get half of what we normally get away with now that the queen is in the building.
Denise
Oh, you
chews
guys
my butt
are
every time I
bad.
get home. Why'd you say what you said?
Wait, see, I have the
I said,
benefit.
I
My
already
wife
got
don't
reamed.
listen. My wife doesn't listen anymore, so I don't. It's water under the bridge.
You know
I
what?
haven't even met Donnie yet. She already reamed me.
You know what, guys? When she tells me something that Odell, I look at her and I do not argue because most of the time she's right.
That's right. Pick your battles. Why
That's
waste
right.
it on one you know you're wrong?
That's right, brother.
All right, we have about, I don't know, I can't see the clock, 5 or so minutes before we go to our first break. So I want to dive off on the conversation that we were talking about before the show. So if you haven't been following the news, there's a lot of, what's the word I want to use, economic things going on. So Rick, why don't you set the table? See what I did there?
Yeah,
the table,
absolutely.
never mind. Go ahead,
No,
Rick.
no. For me, I've been doing some things, man, for the last couple of years, good year, as far as silver and gold is concerned, that whole deal. And so we got to understand what really drives our economics, not only just here in America, but around the world and that whole deal. And so when I saw what was going on just about a couple of months ago with the banks closing down and folks not being able to get their money out, and then the Feds, man, raised the rate again in that whole deal. And when you raise the rates, it causes inflation to go up and the dollar starts to deplete as well. It had already been depleted because of all the money, fiat money, which is paper money, that's backed up by nothing. Remember, back in the day, our dollar, our fiat money, paper money was backed up by gold.
Right.
It backed it up. If it went bad, then we still had those in reserve to back that up. And then we got off of it. Now the dollar is the world currency. But now you got some companies called the BRICS that are coming together. That's Brazil, that's Russia, that's China, that's India, and that's Saudi or South Africa. They're all coming together, man, to change the currency and that whole deal. Oil is a big thing. So when Saudi Arabia has just, broken ties with the United States, basically, they're not going to do any more production as far as oil is concerned, big productions to the United States. Our dollar was backed up by that oil and that whole deal.
Right.
So now our dollar has nothing to back it up. So where are we going to make up the difference? And the difference is through commodities. When you look at the stock market, 401ks, CDs, all of those things are in the red right now. What you're going to have is tangible things in your hand where you'll be able to barter, and it has significance in our financial system. And that's gold, silver, and precious metals. And I keep telling folks, these young kids out here are smarter than a whole bunch of us. You know why? They're going around and cutting off catalytic converters. Why are they cutting off catalytic converters? People are like, what are you doing cutting off catalytic converters? Well, they got precious metals in them.
Right.
Got rhodium. It's got copper, and it has silver. Those are the things, the components that you have to make sure, man, that the gases coming out of your doggone muffler are clean. So what China just did in Africa, they just bought $600 billion worth of gold to back up their dollar. Russia just went to gold. Saudi Arabia bought a bunch of gold. So everybody's now going back to the natural resources as far as backing up their dollar. The United States is staying with their dollar. Inflation is going up. So I'm just saying, those precious metals that are out there, if you haven't invested into them, I'm not an advisor or any of that, that old deal, but I've been doing it. Gold just went up over $2,000. Silver just went to $25. Palladium just went up to $1,500. So you see where we're going as far as the world currency is concerned. And what they're trying to do is knock the American dollar off its foot. And they're off to a good start. They're off to a good start. So, gang, understand that the banks are getting ready to go digital. And if they go digital, how are you gonna? If they want to shut you out of your banks, I'm just saying, if they want to shut you out of your account, remember Kanye West, a guy by the name of Kanye West. Kanye West just got back into his account. They shut him out. Folks are running around now. What? Let's see, Bank of America, Chase. All of those banks are getting ready to go digital, and folks couldn't go in and get their money. So understand what's getting ready to happen as far as the digital age is concerned.
I know George has a question, but I see a question popping up there on the screen from my buddy Alfonso. We call him Fonzie. Do you believe that we will get all the reserve currency thrown back at us from the BRICS countries, causing the dollar to crash even harder? From what your research has shown.
I would say yes, because that's what they want to do. They want to devalue America's dollar because they're tired of the Americans having the stranglehold on the currencies around the world. Bottom line.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
To me, it sounds like easier just to go back into drug dealing and make $100,000 a week. I mean, really. I mean, what the cash money? If you got money in the bank, I want my money out. How could they get away with it? It's against the law. You can't just keep people's money that's in the.
But again, it's the government. If you remember, the government can do anything. They can oversee you. They can spy on you. They can do anything that they want. And especially if you don't know that they're doing it.
Taking your money. That's
that's where it is.
I guess the question here is where does that FDIC stuff come in from the banks to cover your money?
Well, again, it's only up to $250. $250,000.
Right.
Gang. And that's what they set the standard for. And if you have more than that in there, what you need to do is take it out and put it into something else that's going to hold its value.
Right.
And once again, all of these states, all of these countries, because once again, when you start gouging all of these precious metals out of the doggone ground, gang, that means that there's less of it. And so if there's less of it, the price of it is going to go up and the value of it is going to go up.
All right, we're going to stop it right there, and only because we're up against the break, and I want to bring Patrick on. This is a topic that I think we should continue massaging every week whenever we can.
Absolutely.
And bring more information on.
Yes, sir.
And just kind of keep everybody informed. And this will also be the last time I wear red on this set, because it looks like, because my red is going against the red behind me, I had that terrible digital look. I missed the memo on the all black. Anyway, you're watching the Roundtable. Patrick Fraser
I'm black
will be
every
joining.
day, so you know.
So comedy at its finest time out of work.
I'm in good standings. Dog,
I was trying to get through it without any comment to be made, but I lost again. You're watching the Roundtable. We'll be right back. Hey, everybody. I am Aaron Phillips. You are?
I'm Governor Val Brown Klingelhofer.
And we host what kind of show?
We host the most fabulous show on this network you've ever seen. It's all about Kiwanis and what's going on in our different cities.
And Kiwanis Connects is the title, and you can watch us every Friday morning, 9 to 10 a.m. Pacific time, right on Facebook or WWDBTV. Say goodbye.
Bye, everybody. Aloha.
Anxiety, depression, PTSD, ADHD, pain, inflammation, dealing with mental or physical health issues, or know someone who is? Relax, refresh, recover, revive. Natural health alternatives using hemp-derived CBD and other cannabinoids found in hemp are increasingly becoming more effective in managing various symptoms that affect your body, state of mind, and daily life. Planet Harvest Health's mission is to help those looking for natural, new, and better solutions for a healthier way of life, specializing in small batch, handcrafted alternatives, providing higher quality and a cost-effective product. Go to planetharvesthealth.com for more information and education on how we can help you.
All the money we give to everybody else.
All right, welcome back to
Can't
the
afford
Roundtable. These guys are still arguing over who
Money,
about
man.
money. That's right. You think they're all Jews like me up here? Anyway, thank you
I
for
am.
watching the
So
Roundtable.
I didn't do that.
No, I did. I figured you can do what you did before break. I'll throw.
We can say stuff.
I'll
about
throw
you.
shade. Anyway,
Throw shade.
what are you doing? What do you mean? Oh, there. I guess you are.
Oh, geez.
So I guess Patrick's
What's
show.
up,
You
Patrick?
are
How you doing,
disagreeing.
Patrick? What's going on, man?
He is disappearing, so we've got to change his wardrobe. Anyway,
Well, doesn't look horrible.
the Roundtable is here. Alfonso says, "Oh, he actually responded to my question. Do you have CID? FDIC can't help if thousands of people withdraw, let alone 5% of the population." So he also chimed in on that. I don't know why his comments are not showing up in my chat room there, Mr. John, but as long as they're showing up there, that's cool. All right, as soon as Patrick figures out how to zipper up his
Well, that
jacket.
shirt did.
Sorry.
What's it say?
Well, you know what? Don't let Rick see it. Rick is on that side.
Oh, Green
so
Bay. That's right.
He's a Green Bay Packer.
Oh, you know what though? I remember a Super Bowl with John Elway, and I think we ended up kicking doggone
Yeah,
anyway, ASS or AZZ, whatever you want to call it.
By the
double
way-
hockey sticks.
By
Yeah,
the
we-
way, that green shirt he had on wasn't that bad. I don't understand why.
Oh, because the boss over there behind the camera said so.
it,
So who we'd
looked
argue?
fine to me.
Yeah, that's
But
John.
you also don't have your glasses on.
Yeah,
Hold
and
on,
you're
hold on.
colorblind. Remember, you were
Oh, shit.
colorblind. Huh?
That's why I'm the cameraman.
That's
You're
right.
colorblind, George. You told me that.
So let's
You said,
see.
Man, I don't. You
We have
said you
two
go right
NFC and
straight
two
through
NFC
doggone
teams
red
right
lights.
up
Oh, it's okay.
All right, so we can have our own little mini, like you got two AFC teams repped over there. We got two NFC teams repped over
Oh,
here.
okay. We'll take that.
Whatever.
Yeah.
I'll take
But
that.
who's the Super Bowl champs? Which conference?
Wasn't you?
It's the AFC.
Correct.
Yeah,
How
it's-
many,
Don't
how many
get-
Super Bowls do the Raiders have?
we have won 3. We've been there 5 times. We've
How
won
many do the
3.
Broncos have?
Broncos have 3, and we've been there
8
8
or 9
times.
times. Yeah, you guys have been there.
Green Bay, let's see, 4, I believe.
Yeah, you got 4.
4
champs.
Super Bowls, but they call it Title Town USA, the most titles of any city in the United States since the beginning of football. Titles.
For football.
Titles, not
For football.
Super Bowl.
Right.
For football.
Okay, well, all I know is my Giants are 2 for 2. 1,000% is better than any number these all guys can bring up. That's all I care about. All right, so Patrick joins us again. He is not a stranger to our shows here on WWDBTV, and he is a volunteer advocate that goes up to Reno.
Carson City.
Carson
But
City,
that's
sorry.
okay. I
Don't
fly
even know
into
the
Reno.
capital.
Right, you go
don't
to-
even know the capital of Nevada.
Hey, I'm from Jersey. I'm lucky I remember Trenton. Are you kidding me?
Right.
Okay, so SB 194 step therapy is what we're going to talk about. But first, how does one become a volunteer advocate up in Carson City to do stuff like this? How did you get involved?
Well, I've been doing this for actually 8 years. I came from another state. I was doing this. I've been in
Green Bay, Wisconsin.
No,
Oh.
California. I was doing this in Sacramento. Yeah, I know. Anyway, I've been doing this a little bit over 3 years now here in Nevada as an advocate. I'm a volunteer. I've been with an organization who is health related. I'll say I'm with the National Psoriasis Foundation for 8 years as a volunteer, where I would actually go and speak with area organizations, go to the state, speak with our leaders there regarding some health issues. A month ago, I was online doing our state senators of Nevada in Washington, D.C. So I was doing that actually online, a whole day online meeting with our state senators.
So when you go up to Carson for stuff like this,
Yes.
the word that comes to my mind, which could be totally wrong, would be a lobbyist.
Well, I am. I am in a way. I'm a lobbyist. I'm a lobbyist that's not being paid. I'm advocating for health issues, but I am not going after. Oh, okay, you're a Republican. You're bad. You're a Democrat. I don't care about that. We're down the middle of the aisle.
Right.
I've been doing this because I advocate for this particular organization, of which there's 36 plus autoimmune diseases, folks. I mean, we're talking colitis and a whole bunch. Many people are suffering from silently, probably. And what I do is I represented the Psoriasis Foundation, but I went up representing we had about 9 organizations up there. I'm the only person in Las Vegas in the state of Nevada that represents the Psoriasis Foundation. So
Okay.
that's one of the things. And I'm a volunteer, mainly because I'm also have been a patient in the past, and we don't have to get into that part, but
But you speak from experience.
I speak from experience. I did clinical trials for 6 years. Humira, Stelara are on the market because I was a guinea pig. I mean, those are out there. They didn't work for me. They failed. And that's what leads us into what step therapy is.
Okay. Guys, you have any questions before we get into the bill itself?
No, I'm waiting for that.
Okay, so let's get into the
Okay,
bill.
well, this is what I did last week. Going up to Carson City. By the way, if you've never been up there, it's a beautiful little city. I was so impressed to see the beautiful Sierras around me. But what is step therapy? Well, I went up last week because I spoke in front of a couple committees up there. By the way, we have 4 great state senators, representatives who live right here in the Las Vegas area, who are caring about healthcare issues for us up there. We just don't always hear about it. But step therapy, I'm going to read this verbatim because step therapy is a health plan cost containment system where a doctor prescribes a specific medication for a patient, whatever it may be. But the health plan or the plan benefit manager, we all have to deal with that with our health insurance, tells the patient that they must try another medication. You got to try something different, not the one that was prescribed to you, because
they won't cover
it's
it.
less expensive
Okay.
to try that one. Okay. First, try that one. Try that one. It's less expensive. Try this one. It's less expensive. Try that one. So what happens is the patient fails. The patient must fail before the medication prescribed by the doctor will be finally authorized.
And they could probably die before then.
You could, and here's the worst part: up, down, healthy. Oh, that did work a little bit. Yeah, down. Oh, you're sick. Up, down. So you really could have had that in the first place.
Right.
And that's what we're talking about here. So this isn't, left, right aisle. We're going right down. This is a healthcare right as far as I'm concerned. And anybody that that ever takes any kind of prescriptions and know that one did not work and they're still fooling around with it, or they still haven't gotten the correct one. That's what this is about. And we are getting very close to having this become a bill. And we have some great people who I met with. And it's going to happen. It's going to happen. Let me say this about Nevada. We are ahead of some other states, and we do have a step therapy law, but it only pertains to cancer patients in stage 3 and 4. They're going to get what they need. So when those cancer patients are that ill, they may be going through chemo, they're on step 3, 4, they're going to get what they need. That's great. That step therapy is done. We're not talking about that. That's already in the hopper. That's already successful. The one that we're talking about is for all patients and anybody suffering an autoimmune disease. And there's like 36 different kind of autoimmune diseases out there.
Well, that's what bothers me the most. You have to wait until you're stage 3 or 4. Well, okay. We won't cover you during stages 1 and 2. We'll wait until you're almost dead, then we'll help you. Pisses me off when I hear that.
That's the point. Stop the stepping. Stop it. Let's give them what they need right away.
Stepping should be limited to dancing.
That's
it.
right. And not on each other's toes either.
No,
Right.
No.
but that's what they're doing here.
Yes.
And you mentioned that you're not talking about left and right, but you still have to convince these folks
Yes, we
about
do.
this bill. And of course, somebody will come up, well, I don't think that should be. There's
Right.
always going to be
Right.
some fight.
Let me tell you, last week, this is from my own eyes. I was sitting there. I actually testified and went up and talked briefly. I told you a little bit about my side of the point. Why am I there? We had, on the committee, there's 16 people. There's Democrats, Republicans. I think there's even an independent that are on this committee. It's called let me give you the exact committee if anybody's interested in it. I should have had it here. It's just don't. It is the. Okay, she's one of our people that helped us.
In the meantime, while he's looking for that,
It's
if you have a question,
It's the Commerce and Labor Committee. Yes.
Commerce and Labor Committee. Remember to
Right.
call in 702-992-3207. Ask your question about the bill, and maybe Patrick can give you some ideas more detailed than what we're going into. Some of them maybe we can answer here. Others he may have to answer and get back to you.
Now,
on.
what are some of the stumbling blocks?
Right.
that you're-
Well, let me even go back to answer for that question. So there was
Great
there were left and right. There were 3 people that came up. 2 of them were official, paid for, and they have to wear the badge. Lobbyists from pharmas, from
Oh,
pharmaceuticals.
There it
really?
is.
They have to
They-
identify.
there it is.
They have to identify, and when they
Really?
sit down.
Yes, there it is. No, that was
Yeah,
Max.
Yeah.
Whoop, there it is. That's it
So
right there.
2 of them did say, 2 of them said, we oppose this bill. We oppose it.
course.
The third one came up and said, we do see that we want to work on this, but there's got to be some changes in the language a little bit. So those 3, and in fact, later on, I know that 2 of the people from the committee, along with some of the advocates, they went off to the side and met with them to clean it up. We had there's a senator from Henderson, and I will say his name because he's a very good man. His name is Senator Jeff Stone. He lives in Henderson. This guy is amazing. He is a pharmacist.
Okay.
He's a pharmacist that cares about medical conditions for people. He was in California doing this in Riverside as a Republican state senator there. He's come over here and become a Republican state senator, and he was elected in February, and he's picked up the ball and he's doing here what he couldn't finish up over there. And the thing about it is, when I sat and talked with him, like I'm sitting next to him, he's looking at me and he's like talking medicine, pharmacy, caring about the patient. We didn't say one thing about Democrat, Republican, or anything like that. That's why I felt good about this, because I'm not up there going to fight for.
Because he's an actual medical
Yes,
advocate in the business.
He's multi-schooled pharmacist. He's not practicing here in the state right now. He decided to go back into politics and become a senator.
But he took. But here's the thing: he took that experience as being a pharmacist into this conversation.
Mm-hmm.
And what I hate in any level of society is when you have people who are going to make a decision, an uninformed decision, because they're outside the circle of what they're going to talk about. It's like what I always say in the other shows. If I want to paint my house, I'm not calling a plumber.
Right.
At least the painter knows what he's doing. And if it's a retired painter, he's going to call in another painter, right? So situations like this and what we're all talking about, why are they not taking advantage of the people that are in the know? Most politicians are not pharmacists.
Right.
No.
Right.
They don't have a medical background. They have a whatever. It could be in journalism or something. And don't get me wrong.
No.
But that's why this guy was the real deal.
Right.
I was getting kind of like shaken by this guy, because I thought he was almost like a saint that's come aboard, because he's only been February he was elected and he's jumped on board for these issues, being a pharmacist.
Right.
And you don't find that. That was like, I was supposed to be there, and I was with 3 other people who are also dealing with issues with their nonprofits, and we all came together. That was the most important thing. We all came together to work together. We all said that enough is enough with this. There was like 4 other bills that we were talking about, but this is the one that I see the most important, in the sense of it's not political. It's a no-brainer.
Right.
It's a straight down the aisle. Let's do it. Why are we messing around with people's quality of life?
Right.
Rick has a question.
Not a question, just a comment.
Yeah.
You know, key thing, man, is you're talking about quality of life for people, and that whole deal. And like you said before, you get to that point where you're stage 4, stage 3, stage 4.
Yes.
You're still monkeying around over here with people's lives, trying to make a decision. And a lot of times, here's what I do understand. A lot of folks, man, come in with this doggone politics. They come in with the politics that I'm a Democrat, I'm a Republican, and I see it this way and this way. Like you said, everything is right down the middle. Politics shouldn't play in anything as far as your health care is concerned.
Right.
We should be right on point, and we should be able to agree on the things that's going to be best and benefit the common people out there.
That's right.
And you're doing the right thing, and I love what you're doing, man.
Well, I'm going to continue to do it. We've got another conference coming up here, and I'm trying to actually bring this organization. It's called the Nevada Chronic Care Collaborative. Actually, we're going to have meetings here in Las Vegas. They bring them here, and we're going to meet in Las Vegas and talk about that with some of the nonprofits that are here in Clark County. Now, here we go. Why am I there? Because I'm with Las Vegas. I'm with Clark County. I mean, I care about the state. I care about what's going on in Nevada. But when I come back here, I'm like a bulldog, and I'm not getting paid for it. I'm just a bulldog, probably because I went through this. I know what it feels like.
Yes.
And there's people out there that have it worse than I do. I am very fortunate that I'm receiving a prescript that's just about it's $15,000. It costs every 8 weeks.
Jeez.
I have a copay of $10, and I've been lucky to have that happen, fortunate. And I'll tell you why. It's because when I went through my clinicals, I was smart enough to contact the pharmaceutical company and keep working with them, saying, okay, let's work together. I'm doing this for you. You're going to market this. So when I came out of clinicals, my dermatologist helped me connect up with, and in this case, it was Jensen out of Indianapolis. And I've been working with them, and that's what brought me into get this prescription at such a low rate. But I want to tell you, it could change tomorrow. Things could happen with the company. Things could happen with healthcare insurance, with the plan benefit manager should say, that's enough of that.
Yeah. Well, let me just clarify though. We're talking, you mentioned cancer, you mentioned your medical background. You don't have to have a major medical issue to have this happen.
That's right.
I've had this happen with medications I've been on for one reason or another.
Yes.
And even when I've been on it for a while, they'll stop giving me that medication. You got to try this one. And my doc says, look, I got to do this.
Step therapy.
And then, you know what? You call me back in a week and you say you can't do with this new medication, you need the original one, he puts it back in and appeals the decision, and then I'm able to get back on. But this is ridiculous. You don't have to have a major medical issue to get caught up in this. That's the thing I want to clarify for everybody. It's any medication you're taking at any time, your situation could fall into this trap. So give that, like George said, you could restate your question that you wanted to ask before about
what the roadblocks or the stepping stone of what's the roadblocks? What are the actual roadblocks that you're dealing with?
Well, the roadblock.
Well, I don't want to see it out.
Well, because if it passes, we're in trouble. Because this step therapy will fall into place. If it doesn't pass, then everything is normal with whatever script, right?
Well,
the first time script.
So who wants it to pass then?
Well,
that's
anybody. Well, just right here. He just mentioned the med. He has to go off and on. People, the common people, the people that want it to go, the people that want this to become a law. SB 194 is where it originated. They want it to happen. What's going on here is a struggle between the plan manager, the medical side, or I should say the insurance side, and the pharmaceutical side.
Yes.
They want their ROI. Hey, nobody's attacking the pharmaceuticals here. We want them to get their money.
Yes.
It's just that, my God, some people are paying $25,000 for a prescript that they're getting every 8-9 weeks. And I know because I met some of the people this past week. Somebody who is an MS patient, multiple sclerosis.
Yep.
Yeah, and even with myself, back in 2011, I was diagnosed with chronic myelogenous leukemia. And I was headed off into the blast stage, and I needed to get it immediately so that I could start bringing my white blood cell count down and that whole deal.
Mm-hmm.
But I couldn't get the medication until I paid, I think it was something like $10,000 to just get me started. And so we had a big fundraiser, and I was able to get it in that whole deal. But also,
you had to get that money, didn't you?
I had to get that money.
I
had to get that money. But also now, I'm in remission right now in that whole deal. But it took me a long time just to get there. And even through that, that process of getting my counts down and that whole deal, they still had me at 18. The medicine I'm taking right now is $18,500 and some odd dollars a month. So if I didn't have health care insurance and that whole deal, or if I didn't get a hold to the pharmaceutical company who makes it to put me on a program, I would have to come out of my pocket every month for $18,000.
Now that really angers me. Who in the hell is sitting in the room? Okay, $18,500. That's what we're going to charge. Okay, what about the 90% of the fucking people out there that can't afford that? What are they thinking when they're sitting there? Well, let's just make it $18,000.
What they're thinking about is their P&L. That's it.
Yeah, P&L.
Their profit and loss statement. Bottom line. That's it. That's all they're thinking about.
And that's why what you have to do is contact Novartis or any of these pharmaceutical companies who makes the medicine and see they have special programs, but you have to qualify in order to get on the program and get your medication free.
So right. Don, as you said,
have
you
to
have to
qualify
qualify every year.
Right.
So,
It is a one-time no.
I wanted to
smoke weed, man.
That's
the best. That's the best medicine on earth. It's been here since the beginning of time. It takes care of a lot of things, and if it doesn't cure it, it'll make you forget about that you got it.
Obviously,
and it's easy to get to. There's
Damn it.
drive-through right around the corner.
You go right down the
There's a
street and
drive-through
get it.
But see, the thing
Come
about
on,
it, George,
John
George
is running out of the studio to get his right now.
But George,
Really?
understand this. A lot of people don't even know what they're getting. They don't even know what to get in order to help them with the symptoms or the diseases that they have. You do that, now all of a sudden you got somebody that says, hey, I want some indica. They're sleeping all day. So you got somebody that says, I want some sativa. They're up, river, and running to that whole deal. But meanwhile, they wanted an indica so that they could slow down. So people have to educate themselves before they do that.
That's
So
it.
at least if you're sleeping, you won't feel the pain from the other stuff that you got going on. I mean, really.
Ladies and gentlemen, you can obviously tell Denise is not listening to the show.
And I'm grateful
And
that I don't
George
have
is
any
just
health issues. I
going
really am
crazy.
so
All right.
far.
So I want to just clarify because maybe I'm listening backwards or maybe you need to talk faster and I'll listen slower. I don't know. If this bill passes, it's not a good thing, is it?
No, if the bill passes, it is a good thing.
Well, now, wait a minute. If it passes, if the doctor says,
No more step therapy. No more taking you through the steps. Okay. Okay, maybe, yeah, no more taking you through those steps. We want to give you that, what you were prescribed to immediately.
But that's only if you need it. The patient must fail first. But the way I'm reading it, if I take aspirin
Mhm.
and that's my script,
Yes.
and then all of a sudden I can't get a new script, they want me to go take baby aspirins instead,
No.
and it doesn't work. It doesn't. Then I could step up after a while and get the way I read it is, it's not necessarily a good thing. If I need aspirin, I want aspirin right out of the gate. I don't want to try
The real
aspirin.
deal, aspirin, yes.
Well, but I'm using aspirin as an example.
Right.
I don't want generic. I don't want something else. I want this drug. The way I'm reading this, the insurance company say, well, I can't give it to you right now, but go over here and try gummies for a while.
Well,
Well, they're not
yeah,
working. But
exactly.
doc, I need my regular.
No.
Then they can approve it that. I'm reading it that
No,
way.
you
Yeah,
have-
you said the
you
word
do have it.
generic.
Right.
That's the word right there. You got the best medicine ever in the world. They don't want to give it to you because, well, why don't you just take this generic? It's the same thing. And, well, it's not the same thing if you're telling me to switch it and it's generic. Then it's not the same thing.
And so that's what's going on here. So we're going to step you up with that. In your case, let's say it was a baby aspirin. If you're already, and it could happen, if you're already on the med that you need,
Right.
and your pharmaceutical company makes it so impossible for you to get, but you got to have that, and they step you down to something else. No, you can't. No. So the pharmaceutical company is going to have to say, we're going to have, that's what you were prescribed. That's what you were prescribed. And to work that out with your insurance carrier or your plan manager, that we're not going to lower that on you now. We're giving you what you're supposed to have. And that's where we're going to stop all this stepping up or down. If we give you immediately what you are supposed to have in order to help you live a quality life, the thing what you receive may not cure you.
Mhm.
It may not cure, but it's going to give you the best quality life you can have to live another 20, 30, 40 years.
That's right.
So that's what we're talking about here.
Now, Aaron mentioned just aspirin for the fact. Okay,
Yes.
well, you can't take Bayer or Advil. You have to take the generic aspirin.
Yeah.
What really, when I've looked at the box, I don't really see any difference between the ingredients between, let's just, for example, Walgreen aspirin versus Bayer or Advil. The ingredients is the same.
Mhm.
So what makes it generic or less or cheaper? I mean,
Somebody's got to be making it.
Just the label.
Yeah.
Just the label. If you go into a store, if I go to the grocery store and I see Great Value over here, right?
Mhm.
And then I see what company as far as the spices go? Yeah, over here. The Alka-Seltzer over here. So this one over here is generic, and this is a brand name over here with this one, right? That's what I'm trying to say.
What's the
brand
difference?
name over here. What is the difference?
yeah.
I get different cereals now. I get Signature cereals instead of Kellogg,
Well,
and they're the same.
Yeah.
that's a good point. I think that's where your medical care, your physician or the person is going to have to say, okay, you're right. Those are both the same. They got the same milligram. We'll keep you on that one, or you can go to this one. Well, is it cheaper? Well, maybe it's a little cheaper. Well, that's something. Then it could help you with your insurance costs. It could help you. It could help the doctor make sure that he can continue that prescript with you, because it isn't going to change because they're going to pull one on you and go, you've got to go to a lower one yet. No. We're not going to let that happen. So to answer, that's a very good question to answer. If they're both A's, not one's an A and not one's a B, but they're both the same, but they're put out by two different companies. It happens. That's a decision that you'll make, and you may have to decide, this one works better, or this one works better, or they're both work the same. Now that's where the insurance company, your doctor, can help you work that out with you as a patient.
Yeah, but they both have the same ingredients. This is what puzzles me. To me, it's the label. Kellogg's versus Great Value.
Right.
Well, my wife takes Zyrtec is a name that's common for allergies.
Correct.
Okay?
Right.
But a Zyrtec bottle of 30 pills is, let's say, $20.
Okay.
Right next to it, in Albertsons, is a Signature brand that does the exact same thing for half the price.
Right.
Now, as a consumer, and I know it's doing the same thing, I'd be stupid to buy the $20 bottle
Right.
when I know the $10 bottle
Does
will
the
work.
same thing.
But it's not a prescription. So I've currently right now, I'm taking medication that I'll just throw it out there. I used to take Wellbutrin. The name brand Wellbutrin. Boy, what it did to me when I first started taking it.
Sure.
Let's just say I made my wife very happy for hours on hours on hours.
Merry
However,
Christmas.
I couldn't think.
Yeah.
Words were coming out of my mouth so jumbled. My brain was acting so fast that I was doing shows and I couldn't do them because I couldn't get it to connect.
Right, I got you.
So when I went back to my doctor again, he said, well, all right, here's this other medication that acts like Wellbutrin, but has less strength under a different name called modafinil. Does the same thing over here, 2 different brands.
Right.
Makeup is the same, but what if I was on modafinil in the first place?
Then you wouldn't have had.
I wouldn't have had the
Right.
issue. But then the I did make my wife as happy, but on the Wellbutrin, which I said, you know what I'm saying? So,
Yeah.
so I've had those situations, and there was a med where just exactly what we're talking about. I was taking it for years.
Right.
The insurance company said, sorry, Mr. Phillips, you can't take this med anymore because you've been taking it too long. And now we want you to try this one. It's a different thing, but it's cheaper. And I went back to my doctor and I said, this is bullshit.
Yeah.
I know this one works.
Right.
I don't want to change it. I can't deal with side effects for a
Right.
change
Right.
because when you change
Yeah.
the meds, you have to wean off. You
That's
get through
right.
all that other crap.
Yeah.
So he had his office call the insurance company.
And
And he went to bat for me and I got
Right.
the regular med continuing.
Right, and what they do, what they call it, it's an exception. I had to go through this too. It's called an exception where the doctor either writes in, contacts, writes up a letter, whatever
an
they have to
appeal almost.
formally, and go, they cannot move off of this.
Mhm.
This is it. This is what works. Okay.
And yet-
Exceptions are being made.
But yet it's really not an exception
Well, right.
because it already works.
Exactly.
It's just an appeal
An
and a
appeal.
process that doesn't need to be done. It's more clusterfuck, bureaucratic garbage.
Now, I remember a
Right.
few
Sorry.
years ago, some guy got in
Sorry,
trouble.
Donna, don't yell at me for my
No,
words.
no.
Some guy got in trouble for charging $40,000 for some medicine when it only cost a few hundred. What was?
EpiPen.
Was that what it was?
It was the EpiPen.
Yeah, the
Right.
guy was charging like
Right.
outrageous 40 grand. Nobody could afford it. Not even the rich are getting pissed off. 40 grand. But then you had, but it was only originally a few $100s.
They'll pay $40,000 for an adult ticket, though. That's all not the top.
Somehow
Sorry.
he pulled one off because the pharmaceutical company that he got that from knew what the original price was. That he just took it and escalated it himself. to
Almost beyond ridiculous.
right.
I mean,
Well, that's total.
he
criminal.
could have made,
And that's
okay,
what happened to
you
him.
would have added,
The original price was $37.
There you go.
right.
Well,
Now,
so
if he
they-
wanted to charge 150, 200, okay, but 40,000.
But also,
or something.
but also, are the doctors and the pharmaceutical companies in bed together? Is it that you charge X amount of dollars, right? And then all of a sudden the doctor says, well, I want to recommend this to you, and they get a kickback.
I was waiting for that
Maybe.
word to come up.
I don't know about how scrupulous.
I'm sure there's a lot of stuff.
It
Sure are.
happens.
I'm just asking.
I mean, those are questions that
It wouldn't
shows
be
like 60
far-fetched.
Minutes have done shows
That's
on.
right, that's
You know, they've
And this
done
ain't,
on
well, the show is 60 minutes long, but we're not 60 minutes. So here's what I'd like to do. Now, you gave a lot of information about who's behind the bill support. If people have questions or they want to bring their situation to jump on board, who, how, what's the best place to contact to help support?
the best
Bill.
place to contact, and I will give this number out. It's the Chronic Care Policy Alliance. Chronic Care Policy Alliance.
Hold on one second. John is typing it for us, getting ready for it to appear on the screen. Chronic Care Policy, what?
Alliance.
Alliance?
Right? And there is actually a couple addresses, but the I would go to www.chroniccarealliance.org. www.chroniccarealliance.org. It's all one word, one long
You got to
word.
say WW.
Yes.
WW.
Yes. I would go, that's where I would go. There's a phone number. I don't know if you want me to give that
Yeah, we'll
out.
put it up
Well,
there.
let's do that. I'll give it to you. Liz,
555-12. Sorry.
Liz, I talked to you today, but that's why we're advocating for this. Her name is Liz Helms. She's president and CEO of the Chronic Care Policy
Hold on.
Alliance.
Liz Helms.
Helms, Helms.
John can only type so fast.
Yes, Liz, Liz.
And he's not even capitalizing the right. He
Helms,
fell out of my group
Helms.
session.
What's the phone number?
Phone number 916 300 8687.
He's not even putting dashes in between the numbers.
So what?
How are people supposed to read that?
I will after I get the numbers down. What is it? 300 what?
300-8687.
I think if they're not dyslexic, they'll get it right. They'll be okay.
All right.
She will answer your questions. I would go to the website first, and you could even get involved through the website.
So here's a good thing. If you miss all of that, go to the replay on Roku.
Yeah.
Go to the YouTube channel for either our show, The Roundtable,
there you
or
go.
WWDBTV.
Yeah.
Go on to Facebook, hit the videos tab, rewatch, you get all the information because Patrick tends to talk so fast. John listens slow. It's not a good match to get everything together.
There's a delay between the microphone and the headphones.
All right. While he's typing that in, it'll appear on the screen here momentarily. We're going to get ready for our last break because on the other side, this is George's favorite time. Actually, all of ours.
Oh, is it?
Yeah,
You guys love it too?
It's
Yeah.
time for America Speaks on the other side. We'll be right back.
Thank you.
That's funny.
Oh, now you want me to do commercials?
Do a job, will you please?
Okay, very good. Thank you.
Hang on.
Are you looking for someone to provide training to your staff? Do you need a motivational speaker about how to handle change? Do you have an upcoming event that needs an MC to handle those responsibilities? Well, look no further than longtime Las Vegas radio personality Aaron Phillips. I am local to Las Vegas and I can blend my talents with any audience. For more information, please visit www.aaronphillipsvoice.com and book me for your next event or training needs.
John Stiles here, host of Doing It with Stiles here on WWDBTV. If you're a CBD oil user and a coffee drinker, I got some great news for you. I found this hemp-infused coffee from Planet Harvest Health. That's planetharvesthealth.com. Now, this happens to be the Swiss chocolate almond, which I'm kind of fond of. I used to take the CBD oil, put a couple drops under my tongue, and I didn't really like the taste of it that great. So I started dropping it in my coffee in the morning. So figured that would kind of kill it. Well, it kind of screws up the taste of the coffee. When I found this, it's awesome. It's great tasting coffee. You brew it just like your regular coffee, and you get all the benefits of the hemp. So check it out on planetharvesthealth.com. They got a lot of other great products. They've got spices, they've got oils, they've got creams. So check them out on planetharvesthealth.com. Thank you. And remember, like Planet Harvest Health, if you're going to do it with Stiles.
All right, welcome back to the Roundtable. The mouth is ready. The greatest wide receiver, kick returner guy in the Denver Bronco NFL history of all of the world is ready. I'm ready because
I'm ready.
John's ready.
Everybody's ready.
Are we ready?
The mouth is ready. The mouth is ready.
Boy, they're not ready. America Speaks. Is there a sleeper? All right,
Good
George,
afternoon,
take it away.
everybody. Welcome to America Speaks. This is where you, the viewer, get to voice your opinion on any topic that I discuss. What we do is I look for topics online, and then I go down to the comment section and see thousands and thousands of you commenting.
Or at least 5.
Right? Yeah. If it's less than 10, I don't even touch the subject. But everybody's got an opinion on stuff. And again, I am stuck on this. The Supreme Court allows a 12-year-old transgender girl to run girls' track in West Virginia. Now, forget West Virginia. That's a whole nother thing. But you got the Supreme Court is allowing a 12-year-old transgender
We just
girl
lost all of our
to
viewers
run
from West
girls'
Virginia,
track.
ladies and gentlemen.
I don't know about you guys, but again, I'm tired of hearing about all this. I don't care what you want to do. If you want to get a sex change, it's fine. But you can't play with the girls.
Well, you
Okay.
can, but not on the sports
Right.
field.
Yes.
Is that the United States Supreme Court,
No,
or is that the West Virginia?
West Virginia.
Okay, thank you for clarifying.
West
that.
Virginia governor, you'll have to talk to the news. They didn't tell me. Yeah, West Virginia governor delivers his annual State of the State at the state capitol. And they're discussing how a 12-year-old transgender girl should be able to run track with the girls. Now, here's some of the comments that you guys have said. You guys know how I feel. Here's a guy. How crazy are we? We're pretty crazy. Another thought, maybe they should just have trans teams, which we've already discussed that. Then both men and women could go after them and sue for inclusion. How's that? That's not how I was actually thinking. They should have transgender sports and their own type of Olympics or their own sporting events. Twilight Zone 323. The Democrat Party is causing the decay of this country. Just look around, people. The only way to turn all this around is vote out the cause. M.R. Irwin. Does anyone wonder why no professional athletes from any sport or their organizations do not speak out on the topic? Why is that? Do you guys know why that is? You don't see any really professional sports actually coming out and actually talking about this topic specifically.
I'll defer to the professional athlete.
They don't want to lose their endorsement.
Yeah, exactly. They don't.
Smarty
They don't want to. They don't want to lose their endorsements because it's all about money.
Right.
And if you rub somebody wrong, all of a sudden Nike says, "I don't want to deal with you anymore." Look at exactly what's happening down in Florida, man, with Disney and with the government down there in that whole deal. It's a mess. You know, people all they want to do is go to Disneyland, and now politics has gotten into that, and it's just spoils.
I mean, look what happened to Kyrie Irving. I mean, he went on social media and he supported a movie that was anti-Semitic in nature to the Jewish people, and the Nets and Irving, they got a huge backlash about it.
Yeah.
So,
Well, here's one. Read the book 332. Why don't one of your charter school entrepreneurs start up transgender charter schools? The tax money you skim will be the same as with the other charter schools. Then they can compete with each other and you get that tax money that you like. Everyone is happy. Somebody take the idea. My gift to you. Vouchers for all.
go to another one. We only have a
Okay.
couple of minutes left. Let's
Okay.
change the topic.
Okay. Well, no, you want me to change the topic totally?
Yeah, let's change the topic.
Okay.
we got something
We
else.
did
Okay.
trans last week.
Well, yeah, I'm just. Well,
I mean,
we're
this is
hearing it
a
all the time.
trans intercontinental show, so you know
Well,
what
yeah,
I'm saying.
you got trans people going into schools and killing everybody.
Well,
now.
that's
So,
true, too.
George, are you just into trans people or what? man?
I thought about
I
it.
have a question.
Talk to me.
I thought about it.
John has
but
a
I'm too
que-
big. I don't want to look like Caitlyn.
John
I
has
still
a
call him Bruce, for Christ's sake. I love Bruce Jenner.
the floor recognizes John, please.
You may not want to hear this,
Uh-oh. Are we being canceled?
but if a guy has a pickup truck and he puts some of those brass balls on the bottom of his pickup truck, does he now have a trans truck?
Oh boy.
Again, I'm the comedian and I'm out of
Oh
work.
my goodness.
Oh, my
Man,
God.
you really took us, man, over Carter's Pond, man, on that one.
That
big
is
fella.
the freaking funniest thing I've heard all day.
Oh my gosh.
Then again, I'm with elementary school students.
I'm trying
well,
to.
look where it's coming from.
I'm right.
John.
He just graduated from kindergarten.
Again, I'm trying to find something else, but transgender female golfer Brianna Gill wins women's tournament in Australia. You can't get away from it. I'm trying to get off the subject, and it's just being thrown out there. I don't understand it.
You're
But
looking in the wrong place.
yeah,
That's
right,
what he
right.
said.
Yeah. Okay. Well, again, okay. How about Auschwitz Memorial calls WWE shameless after promo image appears to show concentration camp?
Where was that?
This is down in the WWE came under scrutiny on Wednesday when fans allegedly said that the company had used imagery from Auschwitz concentration camp in promo for one of its new wrestlers, Dominic Mysterio. You ever heard of him?
Yeah, he's Rey
Okay.
Mysterio's son. Big match this past.
Okay.
I watched it. I have no idea.
I
what
guess
they're
there was
talking
an
about.
image was shown on Saturday ahead of the first night of WrestleMania 39 that was hyping up the match between Dominic
Right.
Mysterio and his father.
Right,
And it revolves around him going to jail for
Right.
beating up his dad on Christmas.
right.
And they showed a picture of the entrance of Auschwitz. Again, I'm not sure what the
All right. So I watch.
Controversy
Obviously,
is.
everybody knows who Thoughts Can Anywhere. I'm a big wrestling fan. They're talking about WrestleMania last weekend out in LA. I got news for you. If they showed that entrance to Auschwitz, it wasn't on a very long, because I did not even notice it was an Auschwitz entrance. But obviously somebody did, because they had a lot of time on their hands to go back and look at stuff, because it was not on for, if obviously it was there, it wasn't on long. You know what? There's a lot of imagery from a lot of world events over thousands and thousands of years that are used in so many different ways. Now, if they showed Jewish bodies that were killed because of Holocaust
Right.
in a buried grave, that's a different imagery.
Well, this guy, Pastor Mime 1, he goes, some editor Googled prison image, got a quick shot of the
Right.
camp, and unknowingly used it in a promo video. Not a big deal.
Right.
Okay.
And I agree with that one. I
All
mean,
right. By reading the comments, I gather everyone is tired of it and doesn't care. which I don't blame them. Everyone is entitled to their own opinion. Okay, here's a guy named Meb. If this is true, what a disgusting thing to do. I don't usually say this kind of stuff, but someone needs some sensitivity training and a lesson. Now, again, if you're going to use images, you should do some research to make sure there's no name that might offend somebody. Even in this world, I don't care if you get offended or not. I really don't about anything. That's just me. We always have to apologize for everything. And if some of these guys, it's... what is the WWE just got? Didn't they go into cahoots with the UFC?
Yes.
How much?
$21 billion.
Yeah, Vince McMahon walks away with over almost $7 billion.
Right.
And that's good. We're going to rehash that on Saturday. But yes, there is that.
It's huge. It's going to be,
but it's not final because it has to go through SEC, has to go through all other stuff. So yes, on paper it's done, and they're rearranging organizations and whatnot. But it still has to pass, I think, like another 2 weeks of time for them to verify, make sure everything's the up and up. I do know that a class action lawsuit was already filed against the WWE board on behalf of the board of directors against Vince McMahon because, according to them, Vince did not do his proper fiduciary responsibility as a board member. And so now they're going, I mean, first of all, I don't know if you've all seen Vince McMahon, what he looked like over WrestleMania. He dyed his hair jet black, keeping in mind he's late 70s, almost 80. Jet black hair with a pornographer's 70s jet black mustache. The guy looks freaking ridiculous. Okay, so that's one thing. The fact that the company had to pay out almost $15 million in hush money to allegations of him having improper affairs with staff members.
Right. That's been going on for 30, 40
well,
years.
Okay, but it finally caught up with him.
Yeah.
And why?
Hashtag me too.
So here's the thing, and I know we're running out of time. So with Endeavor, hey, I give him credit. WWE, that's the only way Vince was going to get out of the business. Either that or he's going to die in his office of old age. So I give him credit for coming up with a business plan. No problem with that. What I have a problem is that morale was at its all-time low before Vince McMahon stepped out of the WWE last summer. He leaves. The company went up. The shows went up. The wrestlers were not walking around on eggshells. Since the rumors came up and they made official on Monday, there are some very prominent wrestlers in WWE that when this becomes official, they're going to ask their release. And people who are thinking about leaving the other companies like AEW, All Elite Wrestling, who are going to come back under the Triple H, Paul Levesque's tenure as creative with McMahon off to the side, they're not coming back. You're going to see such a turn of programming back to the garbage that it was before Vince stepped down last July. That if he had done that before this sale really booked in and things were going to start tanking because of the show numbers and everything, this sale would have never gone through. The good news is that Endeavor side of it owns 51% of the company. WWE is 49. Vince is 49. Mm-hmm. Ari something or other, the guy of Endeavor / UFC owns 51%. Mm-hmm. He has come out and said that Vince McMahon will stay in charge of WWE. Now, Vince did come out and say, see, this is all the stupid stuff that's in my brain this week. Vince McMahon did come out and say he was willing to make a sale and not be involved in WWE. And I'm going to call bullshit on that because a man's ego is bigger than the state of Texas.
Oh, boy.
That he could have never given up control. People are not happy. You're going to watch WWE over the next couple of months. Their programming go down and everything. It's not going to be a pretty sight. Aren't you glad you asked?
So what? Well, not really. No. An hour later.
Thank you for that explanation, though.
We'll continue.
Thank you for that explanation.
So why is
clarify?
We might have to finish this later on, but why is the WWE gone down under his leadership? Is
because
he bored after 40 years?
No. Well, first of all, he's out of touch with today's wrestlers and fans. This is not the Attitude Era of the 80s where people loved the you'll excuse my French, the TNA kind of stuff that Vince did in the 80s. Yeah, we love Stone Cold. We don't
like that anymore. Then fans don't like that anymore.
Because who's their audience?
The kids?
Correct.
They were 30 years ago.
No, it's more adults.
Not
really. It was.
When you talk about here's the thing. In the mid to late 80s, early 90s, when Stone Cold Steve Austin would come out flipping the bird to Vince McMahon, you're talking an employee who's not happy with their supervisor. Right. Mm-hmm. Every adult out there can
relate.
Correct, can relate to that. Mm-hmm. Now, was there that kind of stuff? Of course there was. Were kids watching it? Yes, because they grew up to be Stone Cold fans.
Right.
However, now with sensitivity being the political statement of the world.
God, I hate it.
There's that thing which we talked about before called sponsors that do not want their names besmirched. You like that word? Besmirched. By somebody doing something inappropriate. That's why when they left the Attitude Era, you notice there were no more bra and panty matches or mud wrestling matches. The ladies now are taken seriously as wrestlers in the ring. Now, you take that old philosophy of Vince McMahon of these stupid, boring storylines and burying people who have no reason to be buried in terms of being shown on TV and putting people back up who have no talent, have no ability to talk in front of a crowd to carry a storyline. And those are the people that Vince's idea of the best wrestler, think of Adonis carved out of stone, marble. Not a guy like me who's a little old, a little frumpy. Kevin Owens is a great example. The guy's not built like marble. He's built like an everyday guy, but he's damn good in the ring. Vince McMahon has always hounded him for his weight and his appearance. Basically, KO said, you know what, Vince, this is what you got.
So did you know Andy Kaufman got inducted into
and
the
I hate
WWE
that.
Hall of
Yes, of
Fame?
course I did. And I hate it. And I'll tell you why.
Why not?
Here, I'm going to tell you why. Don't stir the pot with me. I'm going to tell you why.
I'm stirring. I'm putting cayenne in there.
I will say this. Remember what was going on at the time he got involved with wrestling? He was going in with Jerry Lawler.
Correct.
Now,
They had this thing. At first, you weren't sure, but I don't think in the beginning they started out as
Okay,
Wow,
you're right. But I'm going to share some behind the scenes stuff, and we'll finally sign off because I got to get home and do Passover night number 2. So my wife is like, "Where the hell are you?"
Sun's going down.
It's going down.
for 3 hours.
At the time, wrestling was still territorial,
Okay.
where Jerry's Memphis, Tennessee territory, where his wrestling was prominent, was down in that area, the Southwest.
Yeah, I had a
You
friend
had
of mine.
you had the Southwest, you had Vince McMahon
Right.
and guys this way, you had NW this way. Okay. Jerry Lawler became bigger in the public eye out of his own territory because Andy Kaufman was doing that stuff.
Yeah.
So everybody talks about the night he went out with Letterman.
Yes.
Okay, so
remember that.
I watched the biography with Jerry Lawler 2 weeks ago. He said, and we got to take his word for it because Andy Kaufman, rest in peace, is not there to defend himself. He said Andy Kaufman called him the night before that appearance in his hotel room. And he said basically to Jerry, he said, King, he says, we need to do something while we're on the air. Why don't you I'll throw coffee in your face and then you'll
Right.
just smack me. Oh, that was staged.
Of course.
However, what did it do? It escalated Jerry. It made Kaufman popular because he always wanted to be a wrestler.
Right.
Who did he wrestle? Women.
He did.
Right. And he had a championship belt.
Right.
Right. And he would pull Madeline, who is 78, 9,000 years old, who's out of shape. And that's the person that would come in the ring, pin her in 3 seconds, end of story.
Right.
So he was living a fantasy of his own. Now, why do I hate him? Because he did nothing for general people argue with me about what did he people say he helped put wrestling on the map on
I
a bigger
think
scale.
it's some weird
I don't buy
way.
it. All he really did directly, and Jerry Lawler, one of the best people out there. I'm not knocking Jerry at all. But the focus that Kaufman had was with Jerry in that Memphis area
And that was
until the slap on TV.
right.
Now, shortly after that, Jerry Lawler now gets signed by WWE, and his position in wrestling and his notoriety and his Hall of Fame goes through the roof.
Yeah.
Okay. I am not a big fan of entertainers joining a Hall of Fame that is not.
I agree with
okay.
it. I was kind of shy.
Well, but
What?
yeah,
But I get it.
but they have to because the entertainers are part of these shows.
Right.
Okay. Who else is in there? Liberace. All right, Muhammad Ali is
Wait a
fine.
second. Wait a second. Whoa.
Cindy
whoa.
Lauper should be in the Hall of Fame as an entertainer
Well, yeah,
before Andy Kaufman because what they did with Hulk Hogan and the
Wait,
Rock.
wait a second. You said Liberace. What the hell?
Because he
Liberace?
was part of WrestleMania #1. If WrestleMania #1 was not, Vince McMahon mortgaged every penny he had, everything. He went to bed with MTV and everybody.
Right.
It was held in Madison Square Garden. And then they had an idea, if you remember at the Garden, they had this, and I can't remember what it was called, but it had this separate room where you can basically go, not be in the Garden, but you're in the separate area where you can watch the pay-per-view feed. And they charged for that. And then you had the MTV people who covered WrestleMania. All those people that are around WrestleMania, Billy Martin was part of that. He's not part of the Hall of Fame. Why is Trump in the Hall of Fame?
For WWE?
Absolutely.
I had no
He's in the
idea.
entertainment wing
I had
because
no
he and
idea.
Vince are friends.
I know he was.
They
on
had a
there
short
couple of-
storyline,
Yeah.
and now we're going to put Trump in. And also because, Linda was I don't. Linda was under Trump. No, it was.
Liberace's still hi, hello,
But
fellas.
but
How
here's
are
the thing.
you?
He showed up with the Rockettes.
Hi.
He was typical. They basically put everybody in because they helped make WrestleMania #1.
But
without
didn't,
it,
But didn't Trump beat up Vince McMahon? Didn't he go into the ring with him and
I-
pound him up
somebody
and beat
threw
him
it,
up
yeah.
or somewhere?
Something
Yeah, didn't he?
Something
He
like
took
that.
his shirt, jacket off, and he was in his tie and all that
Yeah.
stuff, and went in the ring.
he went in the ring.
Is that what got him into the Hall of Fame? I'm just
I'll
saying.
tell you why he was in the ring.
Okay, help me out.
So, God, I love this conversation.
Excuse me. My
What are you
name's
going to talk about Saturday?
I don't give a crap. So in one of those storylines, okay,
Yeah.
it was a hair versus hair match.
okay.
Vince McMahon's hair
Okay.
versus Donald's hair.
Oh.
Now, obviously, those two were not going to wrestle.
No.
Trump would
Okay.
have never wrestled.
Okay.
So what they did was they each picked an advocate wrestler to represent on their behalf.
Okay.
Okay.
Big wrestlers, okay?
Yes.
So Trump got in the ring because Trump's guy, Bobby Lashley, defeated McMahon's guy, Umaga.
Damn, you know
And-
everything.
And
Damn about
listen,
wrestling.
I'm a great trivia.
That's what you do.
person. That's what I do.
Wrestling.
Well,
That's crazy.
Try telling my wife that. So because he
I'm
lost,
still stuck on Liberace.
they had to put Vince in they brought in a barbershop chair.
afternoon.
And so what they did was they handed the trimmer to Trump
Right.
and started shaving Vince's hair.
Vince's
Now,
hair,
I don't
right.
remember him taking his jacket off, but he might have. But that's the only time Trump was in the ring in terms of any. Yeah, he's been in the ring to talk and do a quick interview or maybe do an introduction.
Right.
But it was a hair versus hair match. You know, Donald wasn't going to lose his hair.
Oh, okay.
That's where so because of that, and it wasn't a WrestleMania event. It was another main show. All of that is why that, and he's kissing up to his buddy Trump, and they did some stuff. That's why Trump is.
Oh, okay. Okay. I was just wondering.
America speaks.
Yeah.
Hi, I'm gonna do my Liberace voice. God, you're so.
He's got it. Listen, will you change your underwear already?
Hi,
All right, we are way over time.
my name's Liberace.
So if you want more wrestling talk and figure out just what the hell's going on, join us Saturday from 9 to 11 on Thoughts Can Anywhere. Matt will be back and share his experience. And then Aaron's Hour, who do I have? Christina Katz. She's got a show here on WWDBTV about travel. Great show. I'm looking forward to that. Tomorrow, 9 a.m., Kiwanis Cares. Governor Val, if she's not under some evacuation again, she'll be on Link. I will be in here talking about social media impact on Kiwanis. And if I have any other show that I'm involved with, God bless you all, because I have no idea anymore. Anyway, guys, final thoughts.
Good night, fellas.
Oh, jeez.
Hi, my name's Liberace.
Talk about a trans man.
Yeah.
He's into that.
Keep your head above water, folks. We're all in trouble.
We just lost all of our 12
We're all,
viewers in
we're
West
all
Virginia.
FUCK'd, so just be good.
Rick,
We even lost you.
try to follow that up.
Be sure that, once again, understand the advocacy that's going on right now, that's in the state right now, and back it up and know that it's for good. That's for sure. And also, I'm on the Liberace thing as well. Where did that come from?
Yeah, don't blow your money like I blew mine.
Hey, you know what? You know what we didn't do?
What's that?
Folks, go to Harvest Health and get your health products. You must do it. They have some
That's right.
excellent
Weren't you
excellent
watching
products
any of
to
the
help.
commercials?
No, but I'm letting people just from my voice and letting them know that they have a great product.
PlanetHarvestHealth.com. Make sure when you place your order online, you use code TCA in your order code. So this way they know it's coming from our shows. There's a code we had originally set up with Thoughts Can Anywhere.
Yeah.
So anybody who purchases, put TCA in the code box, and this way they know it's coming from all of the shows that we are
Okay.
involved with.
They have great coffee.
John says they have great coffee. We're going to find out if they have tea. Before we go, I'm just going to say that on the subject of what Rick was talking about. This came down from Fox News 11 hours ago. Just hit my newsfeed. Banks could begin canceling lines of business credit very soon. So there you have it. All right, ladies and
I
gentlemen.
only have 38 cents in the bank. Go ahead. Take it, motherfucker. Take it.
First of all, if you're celebrating Easter this weekend, have a great weekend. May you collect as many Easter eggs as you'd like. Enjoy your family
Oh,
time.
yeah.
There's an app for that.
To collect these.
Not only that, how do you come up with a chicken and an egg and doggone rabbit? That's the thing that I have been asking myself forever.
What I want to know is how they get the chocolate in the egg with the rabbit.
First of all, half the people know what Easter's all about. That's what I want to know.
Well,
I
from
keep
what
hearing
I
about
remember,
the bunny. I know what it's about.
But what I remember, it was satanic. That's what I understand, man, about it.
Oh, I thought it was about Jesus raising.
Ladies and gentlemen, those of you celebrating Passover,
No.
tonight is Seder number 2.
No.
All I know is that if you eat too much matzah, it's a great time to start a diet because you ain't going to the bathroom anytime soon. Anyway, be kind to everybody. Why is that? We are so over time. We have to be kind to each other before John throws us out. Have a great weekend. Have a great night. Great holiday. We'll see you next time right here on the Roundtable.
Do you?